As marketers, we are trained for pain. Right? We want to write pain headlines. We want to write pain copy. Why? Because it works. Now, if you use a pain-based personal headline like we know is the most effective thing on the planet, guess what? Facebook is going to say, sorry, pals, you can't run that ad. Now, something that's very important for you to understand. In the old days, if you made a mistake like that, Facebook would ban your account and wipe you off Facebook forever. Yes, they did. They truly did, right, in the early days. It's not like that anymore. Don't stress if they say your ad can't show, it didn't meet our criteria, right? You just need to rework it, all right? And what often finds is that the Autobots will actually ban your ad, and if you leave it for a couple of hours, they'll actually then, a human will have reviewed it and start running it because they find that it's okay, right? So both of those things can happen. That is a very standard thing. So what we need to look at is, and Sue's done this perfectly, you know, stop your teenager from bonking is not a personal negative, right? So if it was you have to stop bonking, or you know, why? Here, actually, let's go to the theory first. Why doesn't Facebook want negative personal headlines? So what's an example of a negative personal headline? Are you sick of feeling tired? Are you sick of being overweight? Are you sick of stress? Right? All those sorts of things. Because here's the deal. Facebook's a party. Facebook wants you to be here all the time. They want you to live inside of Facebook. Right? They don't want you to ever leave Facebook. And if you saw personal ads all the time in your newsfeed, because remember the ads go right in your newsfeed, of basically saying, you're a fatty, you're pathetic, guess how long you'd last in Facebook? You would go away from Facebook. Facebook wants it to be a happy place. And so many marketers get their knickers into knots. Why can't I use this headline? Why can't I do this stuff? Right? The reason, once you understand that theory, you can absolutely see why Facebook does what it does. Okay? You completely get it. And that is totally, you know, when you put it in those contexts, you can see exactly why Facebook is so protective. Now, another advisory. If you are in the health supplements, particularly supplements, anything to do with medical, Facebook are extra sensitive. Okay, so you have to be extra careful with the ad content that you use. You have to express things in the positive, and you have to express things to the group rather than to the individual. So, you know, instead of "Are you sick of being overweight?" you might have 3 tips to be healthier than you ever have been before. Now, yes, our marketing mind says that's not as powerful a headline, but here's the deal, right? Everybody's dealing under the same rules. So people don't see hardcore car crash headlines. So that is totally sweet, right? We can absolutely do that. So that makes absolute sense. So if all you have to do is express your pain headlines in the positive, all right, and you'll be fine. But that's very important. And as I pointed out, here's the thing though, your image can be full of the pain. And so we tend to start with painful images first, like you see on that screen, rather than positive images. But we may indeed test. There was one market I was testing with a private client just a couple of weeks ago. We tried our traditional negative photos and it just sucked. We just couldn't get our click-through rate anywhere above like 0.3%. We actually, in to say, okay, let's try the opposite, we switched it to a positive image, and in that particular market, boom, 3% click-through. Like, so it made a massive difference. So that was really interesting in terms of how that worked.